Shawn Bishop and Suzanne Stewart have become one of Canada's most formidable rally racing teams over the past decade. Since getting together in 1981, they have combined for 13 national titles, as well as numerous regional and provincial ones. But despite their huge success, their goal each time out is not necessarily always to win.
First goal is to finish, because most events, less than half the cars finish because of mechanical problems or off-road, and then go as quickly as we can to not risk damaging the car.
Shawn is a native Calgarian who began rally driving in 1980. He won the Canadian Novice Drivers title in 1982 and hasn't looked back since. He now has 4 Canadian Production GT championships to his credit, including the last 2 in a row.
It's always some new things. Something else goes wrong with the car, or another a rally in a different location or a different area, so the road or the route is different. Or after several years, a new car, something to learn in the driving of a four-wheel drive versus a two-wheel drive car.
Suzanne has co-driven and navigated for the best ralliers in the country. The psychologist and teacher has 4 Production GT co-drivers championships to her credit, as well as the honor of being the only 4-time Canadian ladies rally champ. But in teaming with Bishop, she is content to sit as co-driver.
I think it's an equal role, and it's a supportive role. You have to be a good co-driver, you have to have a good driver. You don't show up as competent unless your driver is too. And the driver really does make the decisions with respect to speeds, and you know, you can advise and it's consultative, but the driver makes the final decision. He has to.
Suzanne does everything basically but drive the car. She looks after registrations, scrutineering, mediating with organizers, reading route maps, and monitoring gauges en route. But naturally, as experiences mount, her role is easier.
I have a sense now of like the timing and calling the instructions. Am I going to call it 400 meters, 300 meters, or 200 meters before any given hazard or turn on a special stage? And that's just a sort of now an intuitive feeling. When I do that, I don't think anymore, but when I first started, I used to have little rules for myself about if we're going this fast, or if the tax says this much, then I'll do it at 200 meters, and if it's reading something else, I'll do it at 300. I don't bother to do that now.
They currently race a Mazda 323 GTX all-wheel drive turbo, which has a double overhead cam. The desire to master it, combined with the thrill of rallying, the driving forces behind Bishop and Stewart.
The chance of driving a road that you've possibly never been on before and going as quickly as you can. You don't know what's over the next hill or around the corner. The car is continuously in a drift or a slide, in the air, you know, just generally the driving excitement.
They stand second in the Canadian Production Championship standings, but have never won the overall title in the Rocky Mountain Rally. And that is the goal next weekend. Ron Mance for Sports at 11.